My name is Bill Hutzel. I'm a professor of mechanical engineering technology at Purdue University. There's several important things that a homeowner can do to optimize the performance of their air conditioning system. And they're the kind of things that if you're a do-it-yourselfer are relatively easy to do. The first thing to remember is that the air conditioner is moving energy from inside your house to outside your house, and you want to make that pathway as unobstructed as possible. So one practical tip is to make sure your air filters inside your house are clean so that energy can move. And then moving outside your house, that condensing unit that is dissipating that heat, you want to make sure that it's clean as well. One particular point with a window air conditioner is that they tend to have moisture buildup, and you want to be aware of that. So making sure that that window air conditioner is tilted properly so the water drains out. And in my own home, I use a vinegar water spray to spray on the coils just to inhibit some of that microbial growth and make sure it's a healthy operating unit. There's a number of myths about air conditionings, or maybe I would call them misconceptions. One is that to cool a space down more quickly, you want to turn it to a very low level. One thing to recognize is that an air conditioner cools at a more or less constant rate. So setting that temperature from 70 down to 60 doesn't really cool the space any quicker. So there's no advantages of turning it way down. Another myth is that it's a good idea to turn your air conditioner completely off when you're not there. That's not really all that helpful. Cooling down a house that's accumulated heat over the course of the day takes a long time and doesn't really save energy. So while you may want to set your temperature back while you're not there, it's really not a big advantage to shut it all the way off. And then although it's not a myth, I would say it's an important misunderstanding, is that recognizing your air conditioner is actually doing two things. In addition to cooling the temperature, it's removing the humidity. And the humidity removal is a big part of your perception of comfort. So an air conditioner that runs on not a continuous basis, but on a regular basis is going to have higher levels of comfort because in addition to controlling the temperature, it also removes that humidity that can be problematic here in Indiana. In terms of an optimum temperature, there is no perfect temperature. You want to set be aware that the lower the thermostat setting, the more you're going to pay for cooling your home. So set it at the high level that is going to be comfortable for you, and it's perfectly fine to set that thermostat down at night if you prefer a colder temperature. One of the best things you can invest in, though, is a smart thermostat. Thermostats these days learn your behavior patterns and learn your preferences, and they can optimize your air conditioner's performance, such as setting up the temperature when you're not there and optimizing your overall experience. Another thing about optimizing air conditioner importance is to remember that in recent years, people have done a great job of insulating their homes and maybe putting in new windows. You can get into a situation where your home is almost airtight, and when it doesn't exchange air with the environment, even though the temperature is at an optimal level, you may have a humidity problem. As a matter of fact, I'm visiting a home tomorrow where a homeowner invested significant amounts of money in building a energy efficient showcase of a home, but it's having that same humidity problem. So recognizing that there's going to be an air exchange as well as a temperature exchange is an important part of achieving comfort. A central air conditioning system is designed for 15 or 20 years. So when you're in that time frame, you need to be aware that there's probably newer technologies and newer refrigerants that go into air conditioning systems that are going to save you money, and just to be aware of that. So another sign would be if, for example, a window air conditioner. They tend to be less expensive, and if you hear some rattles and you notice that it's running more, just pay attention to the unit. And if you notice that it's not running optimally, a window air conditioner, it might be time to replace it. Central air conditioner, it might be time to either replace it or as a minimum have a technician take a closer look.